Shit done changed, had me switching my lane. Switch how I think, now I'm headed to the bank. Riding in that truck filled with money like a Brinks. Don't you even think, shoot you faster than you blink. Still be in the hood, eating good with the chinks. Moved up the ranks, gotta watch how we link. I'm different, not from a different world. We got different ops, Anunaki. Riding through the heavens with my laser cock, blazing hot, right to the head. That's my favorite shot. Kill that nigga while the neighbor watch, then hit the neighbor spot. Ain't nobody safe inside, and we want the safer side. Even if you pray you die, you won't get to say goodbye. Bad times, I had sad times. Bad bitch with bad vibes, I attract lies. Heart broke so many times, ain't no beating minds. I been down, beat the eyes, now they switching sides. Ain't no we is eye, they blind, ain't no seeing eye. To see my vision, I don't need my eyes. Ahead of my time, somewhere in 2099. With like 90 grinds, big balls, 90 dimes, 90 cribs, 90 rides. Do this shit 360 times, every day is mine. Pay no mind, they ain't open-minded, I ain't wasting time. Can't talk, got a deeper mind, I go deep inside. Third eye, looking at my life from a bird eye. Real guy, real high, smoking on some gas, got me real fried. Looking at my life from a bird eye. Real guy, real high, smoking on some gas, got me real fried. Thinking about my thoughts, how I turned them into real life. Fake friends, I know what that feel like. Never signed that dotted line, cause I know what them deals like. Ain't no slave in me, I'm never gonna know what that feel like. Mastermind, try and master time, couldn't match the grind. Working less, making more, vacation by the shore. Hating shit, get ignored. Fam, who I'm living for and did it for and get it for. Money, I be flipping more and flipping more to give me more. Loving when I re-up, I be geeking, leaving out the store. Loving when I re-up, clicking streams, they gon' watch for sure. Scott set me straight, now I'm paid in full. Working like I'm needing more, while y'all niggas settling, I'm pedaling and go towards a bigger goal. What's Realer Than That, the podcast? Your boy Toast is in the building. What's up, y'all? Shit done changed. Had me switching my lane. Switch how I think now. Headed to the bank. Riding in that truck filled with money like a Brinks. Don't you even think? Shoot you faster than you blink. That's that shit right there, too. That's called 2099. That joint dropping soon, yo. But welcome, y'all. Welcome, everybody that's here. This is What's Realer Than That, the podcast. We talk about mind-blowing things, crazy events, things that happen in the world that some people not looking at or speaking of. But me, I do my research. I can even share the links. There's a Wikipedia. You can Google everything I'm talking about. Enlil and Enki, the Anunnaki gods from Nibiru, who created mankind. We're gonna get into that today. We're gonna talk about that today. This is deep topics. This is ancient history, okay? All right, y'all. So tune in. We gotta see what we gonna learn today. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend. Also, this actually is sponsored by Click Streams. Now, if you're out there and you need cable, hold on, let me move this up. If you need cable, contact me. I can hook you up with Click Streams. Click Streams. We have pay-per-view. We have live channels, live TV. We have movies. We have streaming. We have series that you can watch, different TV shows that you like. Everything is on there. Definitely reach out to me and I can hook you up with that. Shout out to Click Streams. $35 a month. You can't beat that. Every month, service will be available. Definitely reach out to me. All good cable services you can get. I'm telling you. So definitely reach out to me. Click Streams. I do own it. That's my company. So you definitely can reach out to me. Follow me on Instagram, Toast8787. I got y'all. Yeah. So let's get into this, y'all. This is deep right here, okay? A lot of people gonna be thinking I'm crazy, but I do my research, man. You dig? Actually, what I'm gonna be reading off right now is from the internet. It's from the hold on, let me go back real quick. You can type in the title that I have, Enlil and Enki, the Anunnaki gods from Nibiru who created mankind. You can type that in and just it'll come right up. That's where I got it from. So check it out. All right, so let me get into this real quick because I want y'all to know about this right here. Enki and Enlil, right? So Enki and Enlil. Oh, let me put on my little music, man. Got some tension music going on in here, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. All right, give it a little more excitement, you know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get into this. Y'all ready? Let's get into the I'm all excited. All right, y'all. If you're learning about the Anunnaki, two names you're going to hear about a lot is Enki and Enlil, okay? While there are a number of central characters in the myth and legends of the Anunnaki, much of the action revolves around these two sibling rivals, okay? So they were brothers and they were rivals. They had beef with each other. In this article, I'm going to give you a crash course in the mythology of Enki and Enlil. But this is a complex topic, and I do not want to jump into it without laying the initial groundwork out. So basically, I want to tell you everything from the beginning, from where it started at and everything like that, okay? So here are the absolute basics. Just in case you are brand new to learning about the Anunnaki, when we talk about the Anunnaki, we are referring to the ancient gods of Mesopotamia. I think that's how you say it. We are talking about the guys from, I was saying the damn word earlier, Mesopotamia. But depending on who you ask, I can get it right. Watch this. I can say it right here. I can get it said right here. That way I say it right. I'm gonna say it.
When we talk about the Anunnaki, we are referring to the ancient gods of Mesopotamia.
So I was right.
Planet called Nibiru. Hold on. But depending on who...
Let me stop that real quick. All right, so Mesopotamia, I was right. All right, but depending on who you ask, the Anunnaki may also have been alien visitors from another planet called Nibiru, which is in a long orbit around the sun. So this place called Nibiru, right? Nibiru is a planet, right? And it orbits the sun. And it also orbits the Earth, though. And it orbits the Earth at a certain time of the year. It's like a certain time, not of a year, but in a certain amount of years. And they get close to us, but we're going to get into all that. I always usually go ahead, so I don't want to do that. All right, so naturally, the space alien theory doesn't fly in the mainstream, but it was popularized by a Russian-born American author named Zecharia Sitchin. Now, do you know about Zecharia Sitchin? If you don't know about Zecharia Sitchin, you need to look him up, okay? Look Zecharia Sitchin up. Maybe I'll do a story on him next. Maybe I'll do something on him next so y'all can see about him. But since he presented his ideas to the world, they have become a recognizable fixture in popular culture, right? I will be talking more about Sitchin and his ideals later. That's what I'm going to get into later, another time too. But first, I want to get back to the Sumerian tablets, mythology. I am going to introduce you to Enki and Enlil and their place in the Mesopotamian pattern. And then I will tell you how they figure into the ancient flood legend, because they got the ancient flood legend in everything. Back in the ancient tablets, they got the ancient flood level, the ancient flood legend, where just like in the Bible, they got the flood with Noah and he built the ark. They even got it in this story, and I believe a lot of the stuff that's in the Bible came from this story. So yeah, a lot of stuff came from this story. It's crazy, from the past. A lot of the stuff in the Bible, they actually going to do a comparison, and he's going to show you and tell you everything. It's crazy. Now watch this. All right, I will tell you how they figure into the ancient flood legend. I will describe how they inspire other mythologies and religions, including Christianity. That's what I was just telling y'all. See, I'll be going ahead sometime. I gotta slow down. I'll be drawing, I know. All right, y'all, if you can see these pictures right here that I have posted up on here, a lot of these pictures represent Enlil and Enki. You see how they were back then, the things that they did, the art they created. It's kind of crazy, right? Like even up to like, look at that. Look at the sculpture in that. I'm like, that's crazy right there. If they looked at like that, then you know they were some different type of beings. They wasn't human like us. Not with these type of faces and these type of, you know, like look at them. It look like they got, like, I don't know if that's the helmet they wear, but they got like the horns. And then right here, this is the Epic of Gilgamesh. This Gilgamesh right here. We probably get into some of that too in a little bit. If you don't know about Gilgamesh, we're gonna have to talk about that one day. But this is Enlil and Enki. So let me get back into the story real quick though, because I want y'all to be caught up. They got a lot of stuff to learn about with the Sumerian creations and myths, okay? So let's go. As with many other, hold on, you know what, I'm gonna actually do this. That way we can read along together, okay? I'm gonna play this drum.
Who you ask? The Anunnaki may also have been alien visitors from a planet called Nibiru, which is in a long orbit around the sun. As with many other polytheistic religions, the Sumerian pantheon consists of a number of gods who are all related to one another. It is easiest to describe the shape of this family tree by starting with Anu. Anu is also known as An, the great father of the sky.
So Anu is who we starting with, okay? He's the leader. He's the great father of the sky. The great father of the sky. That's Anu. Okay? Let's get into the rest of this.
Sky. He is the original supreme deity in the pantheon, lord of all the other gods.
Wow. He's the lord of all the other gods. They saying gods, like his other gods, all right? So pay attention.
Gods. He loses this position as the Sumerian tale unfolds, passing it off to Enlil, and then, in Babylonian lore, to Marduk. You will notice that Anu is not the first god in the family tree. His parents are two primordial gods.
Oh, so Anu even got parents. Okay. So his parents are two primordial gods. Okay.
Gods, Anshar and Kishar. If you happen to be versed in Greek mythology, you can think of these primordial gods as being a little bit like the Titans who preceded the ancient Greek gods. After the Greek gods overthrew the Titans, the importance of the Titans took a back seat to the significance of the gods in general. The same is true here. The primordial gods factor into the creation myth of the Sumerians, but are less important later on.
Okay.
Returning to Anu, Anu's two consorts are Untu, Great Mother of the Sky, and Ki, the Earth Mother. Both gave him children.
All right. So he's saying Anu, he got two different women, right? He got Antu, she's the great mother of the sky, right? And Ki is the earth mother. Ki means earth. Ki is the earth mother, right? Both gave him children. So he got children from the mother of the sky, and he got a child from the earth, okay? The earth mother.
Children. Ki gave birth to Enlil, lord of...
So Ki is the earth, gave birth to Enlil. All right, let's finish.
Lord of the air and earth, guardian of the tablet of destinies, to start, and Nin Kursag, lady of the mountain. Untu's child was Enki, lord of the earth and waters, known also as Ea.
All right, so Ki, right, which is the earth mother, gave birth to Enlil, right? Lord of the air and earth. He's the lord of the air that we breathe, the earth, the guardian of the tablet of destinies. The tablet of destinies. That's crazy. And Untu child was Enki, lord of the earth and waters, known as Ea. He was known as the earth, lord of the earth and the waters. All right.
Ea.
We learning.
As you can see, Enlil and Enki are half-brothers. Following his birth, Enlil cleaved the earth from heaven. At this point, he and Ki took command of the earth, while Anu continued to reign in heaven.
Okay. So basically they saying Enlil and Enki, they have brothers, right? Following their birth, Enlil cleaved the earth from heaven. At this point, so Enlil, you know, because Enlil, he gave birth to Enlil, he was the earth guardian tablet, stuff like that. Hold on, I was looking for something. Mother of the sky, Ki was the mother of the earth. Antu, great mother in the sky, and Ki. Okay. I was looking for something. That's all. All right. So basically, at this point, Ki took command to earth, while Anu continued to reign in heaven. So Anu stayed up in heaven. He's still up in heaven, and the kids is down here now. Enlil and Enki is down here on earth. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's get back into it.
What is the Tablet of Destinies? Just now I mentioned Enlil as the guardian of the Tablet of Destinies. This is a mythological object of supreme importance. It is quite literally supposed to be a clay tablet engraved with cuneiform. Whichever god possessed it was considered the ruler of the universe.
Wow.
Note that...
So the tablet, the destiny, what is the Tablet of Destinies? Is basically, it is quite literally supposed to be a clay tablet engraved with cuneiform writing. That was the first form of writing ever. Cuneiform. That's what they said. This was the first ever writing ever made. Let me see if it even come up. It's all that other shit. It's all that other stuff coming up. Hold on. I'm about to do something. I'm about to play it so y'all can see what it is. Hold on. They was writing on tablets. What is cuneiform writing? What is cuneiform writing?
Writing skills can more specifically.
Hold on, maybe they gonna tell me anyway. But they was arguing over this tablet, y'all. Basically is what I'm telling y'all. They was arguing over this tablet, right? Whoever had the tablet, they was the ones that was called the God, the ruler of the universes, all right? Note that the tablet of destiny. Oh, let me let it keep going for y'all. So
Tablet of Destinies is the proper name for this object.
Right?
People often get it wrong. You may see it incorrectly referred to as the Tablets of Destiny. It is a singular object. I have also seen it called the Table of Destiny. I have no idea what is up with that. In any case, according to many texts, Enlil was in possession of the tablet for a long time, which made him supreme ruler of the universe, surpassing even Anu. There is, however, a Sumerian poem titled Ninurta and the Turtle, which mentions that Enki possessed the tablet. The tablet changes hands a number of times, depending on the text you read. At one point, Tiamat, the dragon queen, look for her at the very top of the family tree, possesses it. She gives it to her consort Kingu, who becomes commander of her army. Marduk, Enki's son, beats Tiamat in single combat, then defeats Kingu, claiming the tablet and the authority for himself. At that point, Marduk becomes supreme ruler.
Right.
Just to complicate matters, this whole tale with Marduk only shows up in the Babylonian version of the myth. In the Sumerian version, Enlil beats Tiamat and reigns supreme. Genesis of the Flood Myth. Yes, I deliberately titled this section Genesis of the Flood Myth, not the Flood Myth of Genesis. If you have read anything about Anunnaki in the Bible, you likely knew I was going to get around to this.
Right.
This is where a lot of the stories of the Anunnaki converge. And as you may also have guessed, Enki and Enlil are key players.
Yep.
The Judeo-Christian version. Many people are familiar with the flood myth in the Bible. This is the story of Noah's Arkansas. The summary version
And this is what I was telling y'all a little bit ago. Watch.
is that Yahweh was getting fed up with the sins of humankind. More specifically, he was upset about the corruption of mankind by beings referred to as the Nephilim. Consider this passage from the Book of Jubilees, 7:21-25. 21 For owing to these three things came the flood upon the earth, namely, owing to the fornication wherein the watchers against the law of their ordinances went a whoring after the daughters of men, and took themselves wives of all which they chose, and they made the beginning of uncleanness. It is quite easy to equate the Watchers or Nephilim with the Anunnaki. I urge you to read up on this topic in detail in my article, Who Were the Nephilim? Basically, fallen angels brought science and technology to humanity, but did it to enslave and corrupt them. Interbreeding ensued, leading to a race of demigods. Yahweh decided to wipe out everyone and start over. So he told Noah to build a great Arkansas. Noah loaded up the ark with 2 of every animal and put his own family on board. The flood destroyed all animal and human life outside the ark, as well as, presumably, the fallen angels and Nephilim. Noah's family were able to repopulate the earth after they disembarked. God put a rainbow in the sky as a promise he would never judge the earth again with another flood. The Sumerian version, Gilgamesh,
Now this the Sumerian version.
Palace of Sargon II, Khorsabad, 8th century BC Assyrian. The Sumerian flood myth is older than the one in Genesis, which is why I asserted with my title that the Sumerian story is the genesis of the Bible flood myth. This belief is shared by many scholars. It is thought that a number of early ancient Hebrews were in fact inhabitants of Mesopotamia. This would have enabled them to pick up on the Sumerian myths and legends and use them as a basis for their own religion. There are a number of...
Y'all heard that? And use them as a base for their own religion. The stuff we read in the Bible, it already was out before. A lot of that stuff was, they got it from here. A lot of the stuff they got from the Sumerian tablets. The floods, like, let me let y'all finish.
Sumerian texts which feature a great flood in one form or another. The earliest known example is in the Epic of Ziusidra. Others include the Epic of Atrahasis and the well-known Epic of Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh is the story which bears the strongest resemblance to the later Genesis version featured in the Bible. Interestingly enough, it doesn't seem to have been originally included in the tablets. It was edited into Tablet 11 later by someone who was inspired by the Epic of Atrahasis. I will tell you more about Gilgamesh in a moment, but first I want to briefly talk about the Eridu Genesis. The Eridu Genesis was discovered on a fragmentary tablet by historian Thorkild Jacobsen. This is how we learned the Sumerian creation myth, which I have already shared in part with you. Because the tablets are fragmentary, bits and pieces of the story are missing. In the beginning, we find that Anu, Enlil, Enki, and Nin-Kursag have created human beings. Cities have been founded, and life is flourishing. There is then a missing section. Following that,
So if y'all hear that, y'all see they created people, right? And then there's a portion of the tablets that's missing. So they're gonna talk about that, and then they're gonna pick up where they found it at, okay? Where they found the rest of it at. Let's listen.
we find out that a major destructive flood is on its way, and the pantheon has decided not to warn humanity or do anything to save them. Enki decides he isn't okay with this, so he warns a hero and tells him he should build an Arkansas. In the Eridu Genesis, this hero is Atrahasis. In the better-known epic of Gilgamesh, it is Utnapishtim. Obviously, the stories of Enlil and Enki are woven deeply into the fabric of Sumerian legends. These two played a role in numerous different aspects of the mythos. There are many ways that I could approach this discussion, but I have decided that the simplest way to organize the information would be to write a summary on each. While I could simply tell a detailed chronology of events, I personally find it easier to remember information when it is presented in relation to specific characters.
Right.
Enlil, humanity's oppressor. Enlil's role in Sumerian mythology can be summed up with reference to humanity in one word: oppressor. Enlil was actually the god who, according to the Atrahasis Epos text, originally commissioned the creation of the human race. You might think that would be a good thing, but the only reason he wanted human beings was so that he would have a race he could enslave to do his bidding. In fact, this was itself a bid for power among the gods. In the Sumerian myth, not the Babylonian one, which involves Marduk, as discussed earlier, a number of the gods are on strike because they are tired of maintaining creation.
Right.
Enlil proposes that he will solve the issue of the strike if he is named supreme ruler of the gods. In this version of the story, it is he, not Marduk, who subdues Tiamat. Later on, Enlil becomes tired of humanity's noise, and as a result, decides to kill them all with the Great Flood.
Ain't that crazy? He got tired of their noise. So he started killing them. That's where that great flood came from. Ain't that crazy? Just because he got tired of the noise. This is in the Sumerian tablets, y'all.
Flood. As the god of weather, this was easy for him to do.
Easy.
This then brings us full circle back to the story of Utnapishtim from the Epic of Gilgamesh, who was saved by Enki and corresponds to Noah in the Judeo-Christian version of the myth.
Right.
Amusingly enough, Enlil eventually gets over his anger after the flood and decides to make Utnapishtim immortal. Enki, humanity's champion. Enki stands with the gods. Now let's talk about Enki, Enlil's half-brother. Enki's role can be summed up as humanity's creator and champion. While Enlil is battling with Tiamat, Enki is missing the whole thing because he is asleep. Thankfully, his mother Untu, also known as Namu, is able to communicate with him. She says, "O my son, arise from thy bed, from thy slumber. Work what is wise, fashion servants for the gods. May they produce their bread." Enki wakes up and suggests the creation of a slave race, humanity. Now, you might think this made it his idea, but in truth, it was Enlil's. Enlil was the one who spoke to Namu, who then suggested the idea to Enki. The creation of man from clay. Enki himself creates human beings out of a mixture of clay and the blood of the slain god Kingo. If you are knowledgeable about Greek mythology, this probably will ring a bell. Prometheus, the ancient titan, created humanity out of clay. The two function as very similar figures. Like Prometheus, Enki tends to stand up for the human race in conflict with the gods. Coming back around to the flood story, Enki wasn't too pleased when he discovered Enlil planned to wipe out the race he created. So he took it upon himself to warn Utnapishtim. He told Utnapishtim to construct an ark.
And in the Bible terms, Christianity, that Utnapishtim would have been Noah. But go ahead, he making an ark. Watch this.
Ark. Like Noah, Utnapishtim was commanded to load the ark up with animals.
See, they said it. See, they said it, man. I'll be too ahead. Go ahead.
Animals. Together with his wife, he preserved life on earth when the flood was unleashed. After the waters began to recede, he released the animals to repopulate the planet. As I mentioned previously, Enlil eventually got over his outrage and granted immortality to Utnapishtim and his wife. The extraterrestrial version of the flood myth. You now know the Sumerian and Judeo-Christian versions of the
Now it's about to get even crazy. Watch this.
creation and flood myths.
Watch this.
The modern extraterrestrial version was popularized by author Zacharias Sitchin in volumes,
Zacharias
such as the Lost Book of Enki. The idea is this: the Anunnaki weren't gods, or weren't just gods, they were alien visitors from outer space. You have probably heard Arthur C. Clarke's famous quotation, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." This is the underlying assumption in equating the Anunnaki with aliens. If ancient humans encountered beings from another world, they would describe them in a language which made sense to them at the time. As they did not have the word aliens, they would simply go with gods. There are numerous parallels and arguments which Sitchin and other Anunnaki alien theorists draw across the texts. There is no way to sum it all up here. I suggest checking out the rest of the articles on our site, but here are a few key pointers. The Anunnaki come from the planet Nibiru. They came to Earth to mine gold, which they require to power their civilization. They created and enslaved humanity to do the hard work for them. All the familiar players from Sumerian mythology, Enlil, Enki, Anu, Marduk, and the rest, were actually alien administrators. Nibiru is in a long orbit around the sun. The last time it came close to Earth, it upset the tides, causing the Great Flood. Eventually, Nibiru will return, causing another cataclysm.
That's what I was
Those in the
saying earlier.
mainstream view Sitchins work with some disdain, but I would argue that it helps to view the extraterrestrial story as modern mythology. Think about it for a moment. Even the Sumerian and Babylonian texts conflict over whatever seed of truth may have inspired them. So yes, there are some inconsistencies involving Sitchin's alien theory, but there are inconsistencies between the ancient texts as well. So I want to wrap this up on the same note I usually come back to with our research. I hope that you now have a much stronger understanding of both Enki and Enlil and their roles in Sumerian mythology and the Anunnaki alien mythos. You also should have a pretty good idea how this all ties into Judeo-Christian lore. But I really hope that your main takeaway is this: every version of every story is interpretive. The truth behind the stories is unknown. By piecing together what we learn from a range of different mythologies, both ancient and modern, we can start to imagine what the completed puzzle might look like. All of these pieces have value, and all have something to tell us about our collective journey as humankind. This is why it pays to keep an open mind. Previous. Who is previous?
Oh, stop.
Previous.
We good. All right, so that was good, y'all. That was good to learn. That was good to know. Man, a lot of shocking information in there about brothers and warring and, you know, man, warning about the floods and, you know, trying to let people, you know, just perish because they're too loud. That's kind of crazy. But these are the stories in the ancient tablets from back then that, that people left behind, you know. I wish I could play some of this right here for y'all. Let me see if they let me do a little something. Hold on. Probably gonna let me see. I don't want to mess with their copyrights, you know what I mean?
When he first ran,
I don't want to mess with their copyrights, you dig? I think that was great. We just did a great show. We found out who was the gods from Nibiru, created mankind from clay in their breath.
Secrets of the universe aren't found in our advanced telescopes or under our powerful microscopes, but rather in old stories and legends from ancient times. What if the tales about gods which have been forgotten over time hint at hidden truths about our lives, our minds, and our deep connection to the universe? And what if the blueprint of humanity was not crafted by chance mutations and blind evolutionary processes, but instead was the intentional masterpiece of divine architects? The narrative of Enlil, the Lord Wind, and Enki, the Lord Earth, is not a mere tale of divine personas from a civilization that has long succumbed to the ravages of time. This is a deep connection between two fundamental forces that shape our lives. Enlil, the breath of the sky and power of the storm, radiates power and order, symbolizing the higher realms of existence, the heavens above us. On the other hand, Enki, the deity of water and knowledge, the clever schemer, symbolizes the deep secrets of the earth below us, the hidden wonders of existence. Enki, the lord of the earth and waters, is a figure of immense power and intellect in the Sumerian pantheon. His name, comprised of the Sumerian words for Lord, En, and Earth, Ki, denotes his domain over the earthly elements, yet it's his association with water, both the life-giving and the chaotic, that captures his essence most vividly. Consider this: the Sumerians believed that fresh water existed in the depths of the earth, and it was Enki who supplied this life-giving resource to the land, nourishing it and making it fertile. This points to Enki's role as a god of agriculture and abundance, a benefactor of civilization. Yet, the god of wisdom was not just an embodiment of generosity and prosperity. He was also the trickster of the pantheon, known for his clever schemes and sharp wit that allowed him to bend rules without actually breaking them. When the gods decided to unleash a devastating flood to wipe out humanity, Enki, was driven by compassion and cunning, went against the divine plan. He warned the human king, Utnapishtim, to build a boat and save humanity from extinction. This rebellious streak is a defining aspect of Enki's character, marking him as a deity who would even defy his own kind for the welfare of humanity. It was said that he sent from Dilmun, a paradisiacal land of Sumerian myth, the 7 wise men or Abgal to enlighten humankind. Each of these Abgal was associated with a specific art or craft, further emphasizing Enki's role in encouraging creativity and wisdom. However, one of the most captivating tales associated with Enki involves his intense rivalry with his brother Enlil. This legendary conflict represents not just a divine power struggle, but also a division of beliefs and areas of influence. But does this rivalry hint at something deeper? Some believe it might symbolize the age-old human struggle between nature and civilization, survival and progress. Throughout history, they have been interpreted as gods, angels, and now in the modern era as extraterrestrial visitors who brought great wisdom to Earth. In essence, the Anunaki are a group of ancient Mesopotamian deities worshipped by the Sumerian, Akkadian, Babylonian, and Assyrian cultures. Their numbers, descriptions, and roles differ across various sources, leading to contradictions. According to the earliest Sumerian texts, the Anunnaki were the most powerful gods in a diverse pantheon and were said to be descendants of An, the supreme deity. In later accounts, they took the role of 7 judges, presiding over the underworld as depicted in the Epic of Gilgamesh. The earliest mention of the Anunnaki can be traced back to the Re of Gudir of the 3rd dynasty of Ur, where they're referenced as the most significant deities in the Sumerian pantheon, descended from An. Unfortunately, no complete surviving list of Anunnaki deities exists. But why did the Anunnaki come to Earth? What were they looking for? According to Zacharias Sitchin, the Anunnaki lived on a planet called Nibiru. However, there were problems in Nibiru's atmosphere, and after a period of study, the Anunnaki conclude that in order to repair their atmosphere, they must enrich it with gold. They studied all the planets in our solar system and found that the planet with the largest amount of gold deposits was Earth, so a plan was made whereby a detachment of the Anunnaki would travel to Earth and extract the necessary gold from the seawater. The individual in charge of the whole operation is Enlil, and he travels with his brother Enki in the role of chief engineer. Both travel to Earth along with an Anunnaki ship that was to carry the gold mined from the sea, specifically Red Sea and the coast of North Africa. Everything goes well at first, but they can't extract enough gold from the sea, and from their center, they switch operations to Africa, where they dig gold mines. Although they began mining gold in Africa, their main center of action remained in Eden in Sumeria.
Some people just know they can say.
So they was all over, man. It was in Africa and Eden. Shit crazy. They was looking for gold. They came to America. I said America. They came to the world to look for gold, y'all. That's crazy.
Eventually, Enlil leaves the planet Earth, leaving Enki in complete control. Soon, some of the Anunnaki doing the mining began to complain that it was much more difficult work than they had agreed to do, putting the entire operation at risk.
Dang.
Enki comes up with an idea, and that is to genetically modify the proto-humans that are on the planet to make them more intelligent
And that was the Homo sapiens. I just did a video yesterday on Homo sapiens and stuff like that. That was the Homo sapiens. They took genetics from, or gave more of their genetics to, which made them smarter and turned them into human like us, and that turned them into Homo sapiens. You know what I'm saying? Homo sapiens. That's us.
and able to do the hard work of mining.
Completely. Well, what they did was they made humans so that they can do the hard work for them, and they ain't have to.
The Anunnaki have technology that uses genetic engineering that they've developed a long time ago. After much trial and error, Enki succeeded in producing an Anunnaki Homo erectus hybrid. In other words, the genetic structure of the Anunnaki was mixed with the genetic structure of Homo erectus to create a new type of human being. The new hybrid Enki calls Adamo, so Enki then went to work.
Adamo mean the first man. She made the first man, which is Adamo. That's what that is.
Again, making his Adamo capable of sexual reproduction. In other words, Enki created Adamo in Eden, but then, further, created a female, Eve probably, to allow Adamo to reproduce itself.
And this is the ancient Sumerian tablets we talking about right now. This is where all this come from right now. So it sounds just like the Bible, right? Sound just like it. They even, the way they're created and stuff like that.
This now works extremely well. Adamos are reasonably intelligent and work hard. They also begin to replicate in large numbers, and the Anunnaki train them to grow crops. At this point, a problem begins to arise. The Anunnaki find female Adamo very attractive and begin mating with them. This produced another hybrid form. Some of the new hybrids were accepted while others were not, but the end result was that Enlil ordered the Adamo to be left to die. It was then observed that Nibiru's next orbit would bring it closer to the South Pole, which would cause a melting effect of all the ice, causing flooding of most of Earth's surface along with major earthquakes and volcanoes. Enki is very fond of his creations and secretly helps an Adamo called Utnapishtim to build an ark to save as many Adamos as possible, as well as all kinds of animals and plants. The ark might actually be a submarine instead of the animals going 2 by 2. They contain the genetic records of a lifetime. With Nibiru's next orbit, the expected catastrophe begins and massive flood occurs, thus ending the last ice age. Then, all that occurred about 13,000 years ago. All of it was destroyed. Anyway, the floods finally recede and Enlil, Enki and the rest of the Anunnaki returned to Earth. The Anunnaki began to repair their infrastructure in Sumer or Eden and decided to increase their gold mining operation as well as establish a way station on Mars. The Sumerians of Sumer, who emerged as the earliest known civilization around the 5th millennium BC, played a pivotal role. Originally a non-Semitic culture, the Sumerians thrived as a nation by 3000 BC due to their advanced irrigation techniques, leading to the development of influential city-states like Ur, Uruk, Eridu, Lagash, and Kish. Credited with inventing cuneiform writing, the Sumerians were ahead of their time and possessed extensive knowledge in music, poetry, art, mathematics, astronomy, and science.
They were smart.
According to Sumerian creation myths, the Anunnaki, or the great sons of Anu, played a foundational role in their culture. These beings were known as the Shining Ones. Early accounts of the Shining Ones can be found in 4 principal sources: a Sumerian tablet from the Library of Nicole, where they're named the Anunnaki, the Book of Enoch, referring to them as angels, watchers, or Nephilim, the Book
Yeah, they left the Book of Enoch. They left that out the Bible. Y'all gotta check that out.
of Jubilees, and the biblical Book of Genesis, where they're called Elohim. In Genesis, the phrase Elohim is used indicating the Shining Ones. El signifies brightness and shining, and this Semitic word appears in various ancient languages. Additionally, Elohim, being plural, should be read as the Shining Ones. In the Old Testament, Elohim is frequently used to refer to God and other deities, acknowledging the existence of other gods during that period. Replacing Lord with the Shining Ones while reading the Bible reveals remarkable difference, providing a truer understanding of the original text. The biblical God is the light, giving birth to the divine spark of Christ. Thus, a more accurate interpretation emerges, highlighting the association of God with illumination, fire, the sun, light, and the enlightened beings emanating from that brilliance, the source of intelligence itself. Anu, or An, the chief sky and sun god, signifies shining. Therefore, the Anunnaki translates to sons of the Shining One, or sons of light. In Ireland, Aine denotes shining, possibly connecting to the Tuatha Dé Danann, known as the Shining Ones of Ireland, as well as the serpent cult that Saint Patrick eradicated from the Emerald Isle. Furthermore, there exists an intriguing semi-nomadic bear worship tribe in Japan called the Ainu. The Ainu, characterized by Caucasian features, round heads, fair skin, wavy hair, and gray or blue eyes, have reportedly inhabited various Japanese islands like Okinawa for over 7,000 years. Additionally, linguistic similarities have been observed between the Ainu and the Basque people residing in the Pyrenees, the mountain range spanning Spain and France. Also interesting is the fact that in these Ainu regions, a number of stone circles have been found with a slender upright stone in the center, similar to those found in the British Isles and elsewhere.
That's crazy.
These Anunnaki, or Shining Ones, were culturally and technically advanced people who settled in a mountain valley in the Middle East around 8200 BC, and as their primary concern, established an agricultural center we now know as the Garden of Eden for teaching and training of the local tribesmen. Anu and his wife Antu had 2 sons. Enlil, the storm god, ruled the air and atmosphere, and Enki, the water. Enki is also the wise teacher known as Ire or Ons, who led the fish beings that came from the sea or indeed from across the sea. Enki was depicted as a goat with a fish's tail. It became the sign of Capricorn. Enki or Ire's consort was Nimki or Damkina, and their children were Marduk and Nayach. Enlil, also known as Bel or Baal, and whose patron city with Nippur later ruled in Anu's name, Naimil ruled the earth. The early Sumerians described themselves as constantly nourished by the milk of Nikhurzak, the great mother moon goddess. The Assyrians knew her as Atargatis, the mermaid. The son of Enlil and Ninmah was the war god Ninurta, also known as Nimrod. And like Horus and Osiris, he became associated with the star constellation of Orion. As we step back from the ancient narratives of Anunnaki, the figures of Enlil and Enki embodied themes of creation, knowledge, and the intricate dance of power. Their tales,
my home, my rules, my internet.
Always an ad. Is all.
woven deep into the cultural fabric of Mesopotamia, continue to inspire, bewilder, and raise profound questions. Enlil, the lord of the wind, and Enki, the deity of wisdom and aquatic realms, are not merely characters in an ancient mythology, but emblematic of humanity's ceaseless quest for understanding. They symbolize our perennial fascination with the heavens and the depths of earth and the balance of power that dictates the cosmos and our place within it. So what if these tales are not mere myths but fragments of complex, interstellar narrative? What can we learn about knowledge, power, and the balance between them from the relationship between Enlil and Enki? We're left peering into the vastness of the cosmos, wondering about our place in it, and
Yep, that's all facts right there.
of celestial beings. As the stories of the Anunnaki, Enlil, and Enki retreat into the realm of the ancient past, they leave us contemplating our future. In the grand narrative of human history, the Anunnaki remind us that regardless of the era, the pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding transcends time. So, as we look to the stars and delve into the depths of the world, we continue the work of Enlil and Enki, forever seeking, forever questioning. The mystery of the Anunnaki remains an unsolved riddle, an enigma spanning the cosmos, compelling us to look beyond the visible and to question the known. We bow before you and thank you.
Yeah, you already know, man. What's realer than that, right? Enki, Enlil, the Anunnaki, gods from the barrel who created mankind, man. Let me know what y'all thoughts is on that. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know how y'all feel about that, man, and definitely reach out to me and we can talk about it. But definitely learn from it, man. That's our history. The things that was left back, left behind on clay tablets, that they had to, you know, actually it's kind of hard to write on clay tablets, you need water, you gotta take a couple days to dry, you gotta you know, I don't think that's nothing somebody would just be bored to do. That's just me. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Though you already know, I'm rocking up here was realer than that the podcast. I'm definitely gonna be back up with some more information on some new stuff. We're gonna keep all this new stuff popping. Like I said, y'all, this is sponsored by Click It Streams. Make sure y'all get the streaming services. If y'all need cable or anything else like that, reach out to me, man. And shout out to everybody that been showing me love, hitting the like button, hit that subscribe button. And everybody that been getting their family members and everybody else to show love too and come up here. Appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna get out. Yeah. Ain't change, I mean switch to my lane.
Philly music.
Yeah. Shit done changed, had me switching my lane. Switch how I think, now I'm headed to the bank. Riding in that truck filled with money like a Brinks. Don't you even think, shoot you faster than you blink. Still be in the hood, eating good with the chinks. Moved up the ranks, gotta watch how we link. I'm different, not from a different world. We got different ops, Anunnaki. Grind through the heavens with my laser cock, blazing hot, right to the head. That's my favorite shot. Kill that nigga while the neighbor watch, then hit the neighbor spot. Ain't nobody safe inside, and we want the safer side. Even if you pray you die, you won't get to say goodbye. Bad times, I had sad times. Bad bitch with bad vibes, I attract lies. Heart broke so many times, ain't no beating minds. I've been down, beat the eyes, now they switching sides. Ain't no we is eye, they blind, ain't no seeing eye. To see my vision, I don't need my eyes. Ahead of my time, somewhere in 2099. With like 90 grinds, big balls, 90 dimes, 90 cribs, 90 rides. Do this shit 360 times, every day is mine. Pay no mind, they ain't open-minded, I ain't wasting time. Can't talk, got a deeper mind, I go deep inside. Third eye, looking at my life from a bird eye. Real guy, real high, smoking on some gas, got me real fried. Looking at my life from a bird eye. Real guy, real high, smoking on some gas, got me real fried. Thinking about my thoughts, how I turned them into real life. Fake friends, I know what that feel like. Never signed that dotted line, cause I know what them deals like. Ain't no slaving me, I'm never gonna know what that feel like. Mastermind, try and master time, couldn't match the grind. Working less, making more, vacation by the shore. Hating shit, get ignored. Fam, who I'm living for and did it for and get it for. Money, I be flipping more and flipping more to give me more. Loving when I re-up, I be geeking, leaving out the store. Loving when I re-up, clicking streams, they gon' watch for sure. Scott set me straight, now I'm paying it for. Working like I'm needing more, while y'all niggas settling, I'm pedaling and go towards a bigger goal.
That. Yeah. What's really than that? The podcast, your boy Toast, man. You already know how I rock up here. Mind blowing things. I just want everybody to learn, everybody to be smart. Y'all be safe out here, and y'all do good. Treat people good. Stay positive.